Thursday, October 20th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you, and wanted to start off with a look at an image from Chicago yesterday. Check out this image there. That is Lake Michigan, and that is the wave, or a wave, I guess you could say, from Lake Michigan, breaking there onto the bike path along the shore. And there have been some 10 to 20 foot waves there on Lake Michigan due to wind, and a lot of it, and it is still extremely windy around the Great Lakes region and in parts of the southeast and eastern U.S. early today. And it will be breezy around our region today with some winds in the Piedmont sustained 15 to 30 miles an hour with higher gusts. And in the mountains, of course, it's going to be even windier. Wind a pretty big deal overall across much of the eastern half of the country today. Now, in terms of rain, we're finished with that. Probably about a week before we see our next rain chance now here across our region. Now, up in the mountains, there is some areas of light snow and snow flurries flying from time to time. Look at all the steady rain, though, in parts of the Great Lakes and the Midwest and the Ohio Valley with that departing low pressure. All the white shady counties in the plains, those are various freeze-related products in effect this morning. And then you get down into North Georgia and the mountains west of Asheville, those are frost and freeze products in effect for tonight into Friday morning. A lot of chilly air flooding into the eastern half of the country behind this big departing low pressure. And it is slowly exiting to the northeast. And here's how we look as we get into this weekend. Kind of a cool, sunny weekend on tap. Really some great October weather. Sunshine, 60s for highs and morning lows in the Piedmont in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Might be some frost in some spots as we get into the upcoming weekend as well. Now, kind of interesting as we go through next week. First of all, this is the European model for Monday. A little disturbance swings through, probably in dry fashion Monday, but pretty big difference in how the European and the GFS handle things later on next week. This is the European model, valid at Friday morning, and this is the GFS at the same time. And I think this is one of those cases where the GFS is probably correct. This looks to me like probably the typical European model error of hanging too much energy and diving too much energy into the southwest. The GFS and the Canadian, too, keep that as one consolidated trough that swings into the eastern part of the country by the tail end of next week. And you can clearly see those differences on the day 8 to 10 average, European on the left, GFS on the right. And again, this is probably one of those scenarios where we will see the GFS end up correct, but hard to always bet against the European, that's for sure. Today, breezy, sunshine. We'll see highs today topping out in the upper 50s and lower 60s across the Piedmont. Going to be kind of a cool one. And they factor the winds in, it's going to feel pretty chilly. Tomorrow, though, the winds will not be nearly as big of a factor. Sunshine, 60s for highs, and that's going to be the case all weekend. Sunny with 60s for highs and lows in the upper 30s and lower 40s. There's Sunday, great day across the region. Down the road here, let's go to Monday. Probably back toward the low and mid 70s for Monday and Tuesday of next week. There's Wednesday as the next cold front approaches on the GFS, and then Thursday it brings that front in, and kind of a cool rainy day Thursday on the GFS. Again, not as cool on the European as it has some of that energy out toward the southwest. Okay, that is it for today's edition of the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day here on this Thursday, and God bless.